Hello and thank you for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I want to upload videos on the more regularly. So I'm going to take a page out of Ted Check's playbook and I'm going to record in my car. Although I'm not as smart as Ted Check because he records while he's parked. With that being said, if I get into a wreck, please call 911 and tell him my blood type is O positive negative plus. Today I'm going to be talking about the rematch between Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz at UFC 200. It has finally been made official, and that's going to be our main event for UFC 200, which is turning out to be a pretty well-stacked card with, might not be some of the greatest fights, but there's a lot of good fights. Like, there's several really good fights to be seen. This is my take on why I don't think Conor McGregor will be able to win the rematch. First off, my friend Radio MMA, I'll link his channel in the description somewhere. I'll try to put an annotation up if I can. Informed me, he's a good channel. Like, he digs up all kinds of cool information. He spouts off stats and all that. If you really like stuff like that, check him out. It's Radio MMA at YouTube and Twitter, I believe. But he informed me that McGregor has opened up as a slight favorite. What? McGregor, a favorite? He's coming off a convincing loss to Diaz. Yeah, he was doing pretty well in the first round, and I actually think he won the first round. But the second round was night and day compared to the first round. He lost pretty convincingly. It wasn't like a tight fight where, either man could open up as the favorite in a rematch. But my reasonings why I don't think McGregor will be able to win the rematch are, for one, there's only going to be about a 3-month period between when they fought the first time and then the second time, 3 or 4 months. That isn't going to be enough time for McGregor to up his skills game. I think the skill level between both men are going to be the same. The same thing. Diaz isn't going to, skill level is not going to increase that much more. And McGregor's skills aren't going to increase that much more. Especially McGregor's jiu-jitsu, his ground game. Oh, he's got 3 months, and even if he works strictly on that, he still will not even, scratch what Diaz, his level is at. Diaz has been doing jiu-jitsu since he was a child, So that's one thing. The second thing is, Diaz's chin isn't going to get any worse. He's shown that he can take the punches that McGregor can dish out. So we know that he can withstand punishment. He's even said himself that he wasn't sparring because he only had 11 days to take this match. That's why he was getting caught in the first round. If he had, his timing down from sparring, I think he spars with Andre Ward, or he, boxes with him. So when he get, if he had a full training camp, which now he does, to get his timing down in his boxing, he's going to be even more elusive. So those are two things going against McGregor. The only way I think McGregor can possibly, win this fight is not to increase his skill set, but he's going to have to change his game plan up. And by that I mean he needs to stop headhunting, because Diaz has shown that he can, if he does get tagged, he can take that punishment. McGregor needs to abandon these freaking capoeira kicks and these weird, spinning things that, that basically just to drain your energy more than the payoff is. So if he can change his game plan and maybe attack Diaz's front leg, I think it was Dos Anjos that basically chopped Diaz down. And if you attack that front leg and you drag it out into the later rounds, Diaz's mobility will be compromised. And when your mobility is compromised, you can't slip those punches. You can't move away, and then McGregor's speed and his power, he can just lay into Diaz because Diaz can't, if his front leg is compromised and it's been chopped down, he won't be able to slip and move and fade those punches. See, I'm not familiar, I've never really seen McGregor, do those like low leg kicks. I don't think he's really known for that, He's known for that left hand, that power shot. But that's really the only thing that I think he could do, because I believe Diaz can take whatever he dishes out for all 5 rounds, That's my take on that. It should be interesting. I'm not, 100% writing McGregor off, It's a fight, and anything can happen, That's what makes these things so great, man, to watch, It's not guaranteed, More so than any sport, When you get in there and you fight, it all comes down to, your mentality, your skills, who shows up that night. And if you make a mistake, it's a lot of things. And I also believe it should be at 170, which it is. My friend, MMA Boxing Talk 1, I'll leave a link in the description to his channel. Has a great channel, man. He uploads regularly, not just MMA, but a lot of boxing stuff. So if you're really into boxing, check his channel out, please. I like boxing. I watch it from time to time, but I don't know a lot about it like he does. So if you're into boxing and MMA, here's the channel to check out. But he believes it should be at 155. And I respectfully disagree, because I think it's a win-win for Conor. He's wanting to run it back at 170. Basically, keep the playing field the same way it was before. He wants to right his wrong. I believe if they do it at 155 and he loses, they kind of kill him off at that division. People will think, he can't even win at 155. He needs to stick to 145. Because I think his ultimate goal is to go to 155. But if he loses at 170, it's not that big of a deal. He already lost at 170. They'll just go, he ran it back, same outcome, 170 is just too big for him, If he wins, he looks great. He just goes, well, my game plan was off the first time, but I can fight at 170, see? So it's a win-win, really, in my book, for Conor McGregor to fight this fight at 170. Personally, I don't know why he's dilly-dallying and fighting at 170, He needs to, either fight at 145 or 155 maybe, But whatever, that's just my opinion. So this fight should be interesting. I definitely think Diaz I think it's just going to be the same outcome, It might last a little bit longer, a couple more rounds, but I foresee the same outcome, because I don't think he's going to be able to knock Diaz out. And I think with the added time for a full training camp, Diaz has even said that with other fights, he wasn't making very much money, so he didn't care. He didn't care to train hard. He didn't care to come in shape, because he's only making a few $1,000. What does it matter if he wins or loses? But I think this has propelled him into the limelight. He's doing all these interviews. He's making $500,000 at least per fight. I think he's taking this a lot more serious now. and I think he's going to come in shape. He's going to have his timing right, and I think we're going to see a lot more of a stand-up war, and this one should be a lot more fun, I think, than the first one. But I still believe Diaz will get it done. Please let me know what you think. Tell me who you think is going to win the fight in the comment section. Do you think it should be at 155 or 170? Also, tell me what you think about my new series where I'm driving around on my way to work, uploading, recording videos. If you like it, if you don't like the movement or whatever, I appreciate everything, and I always like to hear people's advice. Once again, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. It really helps me out when you share. And until next video, drive safely, don't text and drive.